is the Big O Show. This 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 is the Big O Show.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
When you move, you need a reliable company led by passionate folks eager to assist its customers during a transitional process that needs to be smooth. Call Essential Moving Experts at 844-368-5750 for all your local and long-distance moving needs. You can rely on Essential Moving Experts. Mention the Big O Radio Show and get $150 off. Family owned and operated. They offer free 30-day storage, full service moving, fully licensed, bonded, and insured. Moving was never so easy. EssentialMovingExperts.com.
I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield Home Security System guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
With more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes, Welton Rayum is committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. At Welton Rayum, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle, slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. That's 954-966-4646. Welton Rayum can help.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
For over 16 years, EJDConstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDConstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDConstruction.com.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. It's time for Dolphins football. Welcome to the EJDConstruction.com Miami Dolphins pregame show on the Sports Talk 305 network. The show is mastered by Sean Stanley and Chad Shobe. EJDConstruction.com is a fully insured liability and workers' comp. Call Eric if you need a custom home builder or general contractor. 305-433-4843. Here's your host, the Big O.
All righty, let's get ready for a little Dolphins football. I was wondering if my voice would crack when I was doing this because, I'm still fighting that cold. But appreciate all of you out there. We are bouncing back. Boy, it was a bitch of a Wednesday night. And then Thursday and Friday, I couldn't do the shows. We were supposed to be at Top Gun indoor range on Friday. And we'll be there on Wednesday, actually. And then we were supposed to be at Hialeah Park on Thursday. And, what am I going to do? Go get Sean sick and all that? So, man, I hadn't had a body cold like that in decades, dude. Like, it made me feel like when I was young that I got hit by this and it was like 2 days. 2 days. I don't know if it's going around or something, or maybe I got it on the plane coming back from Vegas. I'm not sure. I had that long red eye, and I had a 2.5-hour delay on a red eye. And so then I, obviously a 57-year-old man, you don't sleep all day and you're up all night and red eye. Maybe my immune system got weak or whatever. Who knows? But, yeah, dude, it hit me hard. And then, but it went away. Like on late Friday, the sweat broke. That there's a greater being. Okay. Because they make the human body and somebody made the human body. You know what I mean? Somebody made dogs and fish and all kinds of shit. You know what I'm saying? It's it's too perfect, So Friday, it's like, man, what am I doing? I'm sweating all of a sudden, right? And it's amazing how your body is, just I sweated for 10, 15 minutes, and I'm like, what the hell is this? And then I figured it out. Oh crap, it's breaking right now. And sure enough, right after that, it was just downhill after that. It's like when you eat something you're not supposed to eat, right? And your body says, I got to get rid of this shit. And then you throw up all over the place. You're the exorcist going in every direction. And then all of a sudden you feel like you're rock solid and you're ready to go after you threw up. You know what I'm saying? It's, that there's an ultimate being somewhere up there, But we are bouncing back. So appreciate all of you out there. Thank you. I switched it up. We lost yesterday. We lost last week. So the chamber of winning is over. So I figure Bitcoin has been the real winner all year long and what it's about to do in 2024. So I figured, this is good luck, so let me bring some good luck to the Dolphins today. So, got a new stylish Bitcoin hat, and I figured I'm going to style this to power the Dolphins like thousands and thousands of miners all over the world, maybe millions of miners all over the world mining Bitcoin. So the power of Bitcoin hopefully will power the Miami Dolphins today. So let's hope so. Anyway, so what else do we have here? Stephen Harris, I see. He says I'm in early. Oh, I guess because we posted it yesterday. He says didn't have a good birthday weekend. Only birthday gift I want is a Dolphins dub today. Well, hopefully you get it. Angelo De Jesus is in Chile, Albuquerque, New Mexico. True Fin fan is in. Says glad we're back. Thank you. We're feeling better. First time to shake the old dust, says Il Barro. Jay Gelfin, happy Sunday. Feeling better. Thank you, Jay. Let's see. Running game will be crucial, of course. We'll see if he uses it when he's supposed to. You know. We the play designer, will he graduate? Will he become a head coach? By the way, I have stripped him of head coach. Okay? Play designer Mike McDaniel. Not on this show anymore. He's got to earn the title of head coach. I see a play designer. And, let's get into something that needs to be talked about today. Okay? We've reached a fork in the road with Mike McDaniel. Sorry, but it is what it is. Unfortunately, we have reached a fork in the road. Okay. By the way, the Eagles are downgrading Jalen Hurts to questionable for Monday night's game in Seattle after his sickness worsened overnight. He must have been on the same plane flight I was. Anyway, there's one of them. Okay. We've reached a fork in the road with Mike McDaniel. And this is what happens with new coaches because you have to figure out who they are. And we all love Mike's personality. We like his personable approach. We all love his intelligence. We all love his play design. Okay? But the same shit is happening all over again. He can't get plays in on time. He can't win a challenge. He doesn't know when to use the running game in crucial moments, especially in the red zone and certain situations that it's so freaking obvious. Okay? And stop being lazy by looking at stats overall. It's situational football that he fails. He can't design an offense without Tyreek Hill. He is losing again now. He lost a game that he shouldn't have lost. Mike McDaniel. Oh, and by the way, last year you had an excuse. Your quarterback went out. You don't have that excuse anymore. Your quarterback's playing. And while everybody contributed to that loss last week, let's make no mistake about it. Players, all the coaches. But here's where I'm going to erase everyone. All the players, and including Fangio, all the coaches. The only guy, in my eyes, that deserves a ton of heat is Mike McDaniel. And that's it. Look, what I mean by fork in the road is not talking about firing him. He's coming back next year no matter what happens. But here's the fork in the road that we've reached. Trust. And Mike McDaniel is on the brink of losing trust from the fan base because you came in like a ball of fire. But every time there's adversity, you do not respond. And I don't want to hear about injuries. Do you know why? Let me ask you something. Let's sit there because we're the only show that's going to be honest, okay? We're the only one that's going to say how it's supposed to be said. And we get you thinking on this show. So let me ask you something. Miami at 9-4 with their talent overall. Are you more impressed with that or Kevin Stefanski at 8-5 with the Browns? Are you more impressed with Mike McDaniel's 9-4 and a much better team than Kevin Stefanski and much better team right now than Zach Taylor and the Bengals, and they're 8-6? They don't have a quarterback. They're playing with backup, and they're winning. They got one less win than the Dolphins. I'm way more impressed with what Zach Taylor has done this year than anything Mike McDaniel's done. Shane Steichen is 8-6 with Indianapolis, a rookie quarterback that couldn't hit the side of a barn in Richardson, injured. Now you got the porn stash, and he's 8-6. Be honest now. You're more impressed with Shane Steichen's coaching of the Colts at 8-6 or Mike McDaniel at 9-4? Talk to me. One of the things we've talked about for a couple of weeks now is that Mike McDaniel is underachieving. Okay? And you've done segments of those, right, Sean? You've done those segments that I put Mike McDaniel's underachieving, correct? You've posted those, right? Okay. They're there. It's not something I came up with now. It's something that I've been watching, okay? Because he's not a good head coach. He's a play designer. I don't see enough Spo. I don't see Shula. I don't see Larinaga. I don't see Pat Riley. And again, I posted this on Twitter a couple days ago. I'm not asking Mike McDaniel to become a Hall of Fame coach in his second year. What I am asking is, can you stop making the same stupid mistakes over and over again? Can you get your plays in on time? Can you stop being so Tua dependent? so Tyreek dependent. You're forcing Tua to force it to Tyreek. That's bad coaching. Okay? I've seen Tua spread it around. Even with sorry-ass Flo, I've seen him spread it around and win. It's there. So let's get into a rhythm. Let's start finding different people. Become a head coach, not a play designer. Put your team in positions to be successful. Win a challenge, dude. Consistently, not one every 27 times you do it. Stop being so inept. It's year 2, folks. We're running out of time. Okay? Flo ruined 2 years of Tua. So you could have loaded up the offense in those 2 years, but this asshole would not allow it. So you can figure him out, right? And now you've got 2 more years, and the coach can't figure shit out. We don't have time for this. You have to pay Tua. You will then lose people down the line. You have 2 years left before it really gets ugly. 3 years from now, not what the media tells you next year or the year after, they'll have flexibility. They don't know what they're talking about. Trust me on this, okay? They'll be fine for 2 more years, but the problem is, will your coach learn? Will your play designer grow up? Will he graduate and become a head coach? I know he has that shit as a title. He ain't earned that shit. I'm not watching a head coach out there, bro. Is Mike McDaniel a better coach today than he was in the first month of last year? No. It's the same dude. He's the dude. Not a head coach. He's a play designer and a dude. Same dude. I don't see any improvement whatsoever. We've hit the fork in the road. It's not about firing or anything like that, because I don't want him fired or anything. I want him to stay here. I want him to be here forever. But you're about to lose trust. You're on the brink of it. And I see it in all of you out there. Every one of you on the chat board pretty much is losing trust in Mike McDaniel. You know, the blind-ass fan lies to themselves all the time. You can't reason with blind-ass fans. They refuse to actually look at reality ever. So that doesn't ever count. Blind-ass fans never, ever count. They're hopeless. They love to just look at fantasy more often than not. But you're all on the brink of saying, yeah, this guy's not the guy. And that's because the same shit is happening over and over and over and over again because he's not a head coach. He's not a head coach. I don't give a shit what his title says. He's not showing me a head coach. I know what head coaches look like. I've been at this for a long, long time. Long time. Okay? And I know what the modern day great ones look like. I know what the classic, and I gave you all four of them. Riley, Shula, Larinaga, and Spo. We got the two modern day great coaches, and we got the two from back in the day. And those guys could win different ways. And those guys could get their guys motivated to do the things that they've got to do. I mean, what I see from Spo is ridiculous. He's the best coach in the NBA by miles and miles. He runs circles around freaking Popovich. Circles. So I need to see more from Mike, a lot more from Mike McDaniel. He needs to grow up like quickly, ladies and gentlemen. Like, this has to be the last year of all this bullshit. He has to grow up, and his team needs to be the smartest team on the field on a consistent basis. That's how you win. And I can't say that. You commit mistakes, penalties, it's the kind of shit that just happens over and over and over. Pre-snap penalties still happens. Fork in the road has been reached. You've made your mistakes enough already. You have to learn to grow, and you have to prove that you're not a play designer, because right now, that's all I see, dude. I see a play, and beating the Jets doesn't make you a coach, by the way. I need to see this now for several weeks. And again, I don't want to hear about excuses, dude. When I'm watching these other teams that I just gave you, Shane Steichen, I'm watching that game yesterday, and the Colts are 8-6. And I'm like, wow, that team is not close to Miami. Not close to Miami. And I'm like, maybe Shane Steichen would have 10 or 11 wins here. I don't know. So, I don't know if you guys want to be honest with yourselves, but we got some issues with Mike McDaniel. I can tell you that. Baptist Health is the official sports medicine provider for the Miami Heat, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, FIU, FAU, Orange Bowl, Miami-Dade County Public Schools, Miami Open Tennis, Miami Marathon, Half Marathon, amongst others. And, of course, Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has locations from Monroe County to Palm Beach County. All right? Excuse train is full. Let's go. Exactly. No excuses. You can go search somewhere else for excuses. Remember, you can make a donation through Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo, Cash Big O Show. And you can always make a Bitcoin donation, which always appreciate that. By the way, I'd be remiss if I did not mention one of you out there last week or something mentioned how you can transfer your Cash App Bitcoin to your custodial wallet. And I didn't know. I knew Venmo added that feature. And then I tried it with Cash App, and it wouldn't work. But then when one of you mentioned it, I kept trying, and then I figured out how to do it. That once you place the address, you have to then hit it again and verify it, and then it'll do it. So thank you, because I was able to transfer the Bitcoin from my Cash App to my custodial wallet. So that was, thank you out there. I don't know which one of you did it and said it, but whoever, you helped me out. That was very cool. That was very cool. Rise Taylor says, say the voice already. I agree with what you're saying about McD, but what's the alternative? Fire him after 3 years and hire another rookie head coach? Here's the problem I have with that, Rise. What do? You keep somebody that can't get it done? Let's say year 3 rolls around and it's the same as the first 2 years. Last year you had the injuries, especially your quarterback. This year you don't. This year you have your quarterback. So you can't find a way to win? You can't call the game the right way? After 3 years, if he doesn't learn, that's like keeping Ryan Tannehill around for 7. If you don't learn, I thought you were smart. Right? Isn't Mike McDaniel smart? Isn't he smart? Right? He's intelligent, isn't he? So why does he keep doing the same shit over and over again? See what I'm saying, Rise? I can't keep around the same person that can't learn. I just asked you, is he a better coach this year than last year? Nobody here answered, oh my God, yes, he is, or anything. No. Nobody's impressed with him this year over last year. And especially now what's been going on lately, that if Tyreek's out, he's lost. That's sad. You cannot keep somebody around if the problems continue. So I told you, we don't have time. He must learn already. He must turn the corner. He's got to stop with the stupid shit over and over and over again. You know, when you're running the ball and you're punching him in the mouth, keep doing it, dude. Don't stop. Hire somebody that can fix your challenge issue. Get freaking plays in on time. And I don't want to hear that you're working on it. I'm tired of that shit. You cannot keep somebody around that will not learn. Cannot do that. Doesn't make any sense. True Fin fan, you're 100% right on point on McDaniel. Dr. Ronald Katz, thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Boca jaw surgery. The definition of excuse is just another reason that you failed. Great show, Big O. Thank you. Thank you, Doc. Appreciate you. And if you ever need any facial surgery there, any jaw, anything. My wife, Sean, I've gone to Boca jaw surgery. Ronald Katz, and big Dolphin fan. He'll be at the stadium today. I know he's driving in right now. That's probably what he's doing, listening to us and watching. So enjoy the game, Doc. We can win without Tyreek, but they need to know how that's what makes a great coach. Just makes him a coach. There's nothing great about it, dude. You're beating Zach Wilson. Let's great and McDaniel belong nowhere in the same sentence. Okay, let's get that shit straight. So he just try to win the game today. Try to not be a screw up today. That's what I want. I don't want to have a post-game show where I'm talking about the same issues. And you get no excuses from me. No breaks. Nothing. Everybody's got injuries. People are missing all kinds of. I see teams missing their quarterbacks doing better than you, McDaniel. Not going for this shit. Yes, sir, Sean.
Cameron Wolf sent out a X or a tweet or whatever you want to call it these days. Said, I'm old left tackle Teron Armstead, center Liam Eichenberg, right tackle Austin Jackson, all expected to start today despite being questionable. First source.
Okay.
Again, no nothing's come out yet as far as the list yet, so we'll see. The inactives have not.
You mean the inactives? Yeah. Okay, but it looks like Eichenberg's going to start. Okay. So no Jonathan Harrison, the former Gator. All right. Sounds good. Looking forward to it, but got to get it done, man. I'm just, Det, I got zero confidence today. That's on McDaniel. Det should not feel that way. I feel bad that fans already feel terrible about McDaniel and that they have no confidence, and it's his fault. McDaniel will run the ball when he's supposed to only after passing has sputtered out 3 to 4 drives. Let's see. Crazy to think we haven't been able to use Claypool. Bad coaching. You can't find a way to use Claypool and Cedric as fade, and you keep throwing fade patterns to midget receivers like Tyreek Hill. Do you know how much harder it is on Tua to throw a fade pattern to a midget receiver? Do you know how perfect you have to be? And Tua can do it, but it's not fair to any quarterback. It's like the dumbest thing in the world. You can't, I tweeted this out over the weekend. We get you thinking here. Oronde Gadsden would be dead in this offense. Marinate on that one, bitch. Can't run, can't block. He had Gesicki sitting there, and he couldn't figure out a way to make him a third receiver. He's not a tight end? Fine. Make him a receiver. Make him a big-ass target. So, because I saw the Raven game, and so did you. Who high-pointed the ball in the end zone? So you can't do that with Claypool? Can't do that with Cedric? Can't do that with Gesicki last year? That's bad coaching. That's your refusal to work with what you have. Oronde Gadsden couldn't run. But you knew what was coming. Could you stop it? No. Because the fitty ball was 80-20 Oronde. But for this guy, Oronde Gadsden's career would be freaking dead. Because I refuse to adjust. Because it's either you fit my system or you don't play. Wow. Man. That's amazing, huh? So if you don't fit the system, you can't help. I wish they would have told Jim Jensen that. You can't help us as a quarterback. Get out of here. Shula turns him into one of the most clutch H-backs in the history of the game at that moment. I need to see more coaching. I've seen coaching, dude. I'm 57 years old. I've watched the best in this town. Watch them adjust. Watch them use players and to help you out in different ways. Whatever skill set they have, I'm going to maximize that. That's what I'm used to watching. Not a guy that if, forget it, you don't fit my criteria, can't play. How is that good coaching? Please explain that to me. How is that good coaching? Oronde Gadsden would have no career here. We would have never found out about Oronde Gadsden if he comes out of the Portland Fire Dragons in the Arena League. They sign him, and then he looks at him and goes, Chris, this guy can't run him, can't block. I can't use him. He'll sit at the end of the bench. Big O will rip you if you suck. Do better, McDee's. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. This O leads the league in most offensive categories. That has something to do with Mike's play design. That's it. Play design. I'm talking about winning games. I'm talking about coaching. I'm talking about bettering the team. I'm talking about situational coaching. Overall stats, that's for losers. Okay? I don't give a shit about Pro Bowls, guys. I don't care about 2,000-yard records. That's the problem with our Dolphin Nation. You guys are worried more about individual bullshit than actually winning games. Sad, bro. It's, you know why? Because all you followed is crap football for 30 years. And so crap football leaves you to Ricky Rushing title and a Lamar Jackson year and whatever, and Jason Taylor Defensive Player of the Year, and that's all we could ever celebrate. Individual stuff. No team. You know? I don't care about any of that stuff. Don't care about their stats. Don't care about it. What do the stats have to do with winning last week? Still number one in all those categories. Number one in rushing. Number one in rushing yards. What does that get you? You still lost. We have the inactives. Is that what you're going to tell me?
Yep.
Thank you, sir. Go for it.
Go? All right. We'll start with linebacker Jason Pierre-Paul. Offensive lineman Robert Hunt. Cornerback Xavier Howard. Safety Deshaun Elliott. Safety Javon Holland. Wide receiver Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, baby.
Quarterback Skylar Thompson.
I got to tell you something. I'm not happy about Holland out. I'm not happy about X out. I'm not happy about Elliott out. I'm not happy about Hunt out. I'm happy about Tyreek out. Okay, you've had wet fields. He's got an ankle. You're too dependent on the guy. Your stinking play designer needs to learn how to be a coach. Go win this game without Tyreek. Go do something without Tyreek. Show me some coaching today. Don't make mistakes today. Get plays in on time. Don't screw shit up. Run when you're supposed to run. Do the things that you're supposed to do as a coach. I put out a tweet a couple days ago that I want him to be out. One, because he should be out. The dumbest thing in the world is to play him again. The guy was toast last week. He's been everything for you. Do you want to have him at the end? Well, then start doing some smart shit here. Let's go. Take care of the guy. He needs off. But more importantly, this stinking dependency has to end. It has to end. So I'm glad that he's not playing. McDaniel needs to grow up, bro. Big time. Quickly. Let's go. When you're right, Big O. There's a new time and the window is small. You have a stellar team filled with talent without Tyreek. Make calls that use all your playmakers. No excuses. Exactly. I took the Jets plus 10. Chase, what am I going to tell you, bro? That's probably pretty smart, you know, until the play designer actually shows you he can be a head coach. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. If it was me, Big O, with the Cash App info, glad you. Oh, it was you, Richard. Thank you so much, dude. That was strong on your part. I appreciate that. Very nice of you. Leon Fresco, thank you for the love in the super chat, my man. I view this McD situation differently. He's maximizing Tua, who basically plays like a 40-year-old Breeze, needs Fangio to blitz Wilson today. Yeah, no, that's you're not even close. Yeah, yeah. What does maximizing Tua have anything to do with not getting plays in on time, not running in the right situations in the red zone? What does that have to do with not winning a challenge? I'm not exactly sure what has anything to do. Just because you maximize Tua stats, it's about winning. Again, you've been trained for 30 years to just look at individual bullshit. Your job is to win the game. You lost the game last week. You lost the game that they hadn't lost in 700 games. No, completely disagree, Leon. Moosey, thank you for the love on the super chat. Steelers couldn't stop the run against the Colts. So what did the Colts do? They ran it 12. You saw that? You saw that, right? Right down their throats. Take their time. Exactly. All of us watching that game thought of McDaniel. All of us. You guys were texting me and tweeting out to me and all that kind of stuff. And I was texting back to you guys. Yeah, I hope he's watching. The announcers are like, are they going to run it again? Is the Steelers going to allow them to do this again? And sure enough, bam, hammer, hammer, hammer. That makes your quarterback better. That helps Gardner Minshew. That helps any quarterback in the world. It's baffling to me what he does at times. Why doesn't Greer get on McDaniel's ass for not using Claypool? Maybe he has. I don't know. I mean, you want me to be sitting in the meetings too? I have no idea. But I would imagine that he's had the conversations like, yo, why did I acquire this guy? You going to use him or what? I mean, he brought back Gesicki. The coach must have agreed to try to bring him back, and he made no attempt to really bring in Gesicki to help him out at all. McDaniel had no interest in using him as a receiver. None. Some guy said on Twitter yesterday, oh, they should have brought back Gesicki. And I go, why? He doesn't use him. So it doesn't really matter. Who cares? Let's see. It's funny he refuses to break the record at 70 points, but is focused on Tyreek getting 2,000 yards. Yeah. My issues with Mike, it seems they are so focused on getting Hill 2,000 yards that he goes away from the running game. Yeah. Or doesn't use everybody else. There's no creativity in the offense. It's just Tyreek, and you need to use Tyreek as a decoy many times. He is taking double teams, right? He is being bracketed. Let's see. Wait a minute. Okay. One guy's getting doubled. Can you double everybody else? No. It's baffling, dude. It's baffling. Cutter's Edge Pro. We love talking about Cutter's Edge Pro. William, Mike, all the great people out there. Hibeto's a great dude. Just phenomenal folks. And listen, landscaping. And by the way, it's also about maintenance. You know, a lot of you out there, you may have some landscaping for your HOA complex, your business, your home, but you haven't kept up with it. It's kind of tough, right? Call Cutter's Edge Pro. They do an awesome job, and maybe they can take it to the next level. And if you don't have landscaping in your home or your business, especially for the home, folks, I'm telling you, when you add to your backyard like we have, It just creates a different atmosphere. We now have so much shade in the backyard. We can hang out more in the backyard, and the artificial turf for the dogs is absolutely phenomenal. Reach out to the people at Cutter's Edge Pro, Dade, Broward, or Palm Beach counties, 954-472-0622. All right, got to give me a couple minutes here. Let me take a quick break. Let me rest the voice a little bit. I'm plugging along. You are listening to the EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins pregame show.
You're listening to Miami Dolphins coverage on the Sports Talk 305 network, brought to you by EJDconstruction.com. This is the Miami Dolphins pregame show with Orlando Alzugari.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
When you move, you need a reliable company led by passionate folks eager to assist its customers during a transitional process that needs to be smooth. Call Essential Moving Experts at 844-368-5750 for all your local and long-distance moving needs. You can rely on Essential Moving Experts. Mention the Big O Radio Show and get $150 off. Family owned and operated. They offer free 30-day storage, full service moving, fully licensed, bonded, and insured. Moving was never so easy. EssentialMovingExperts.com.
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house! Get out of the house!
Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welton Rayom can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welton Rayom can help. Call 954-966-4646.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield home security system guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, Get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
The viewpoints, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. Welcome back to the best coverage of Miami Dolphins football on any platform. This is the EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins pregame show on the Sports Talk 305 network. Here's your host, Orlando Elzugari.
All right. Welcome back. Thank you for hanging in there. You know, I'm bouncing back from my cold, so the throat is not going to be lasting as long as I would like. I normally do two hard hours of it. I don't know if I'll be able to last the two hours, but we will do our best and hang in there. Jamie says we literally have no secondary. Yeah, there's some injuries, but, you know, Jalen Ramsey's out there, and you got to figure out a way, bro. There's all kinds of teams with injuries all over the league, and some of them are missing their freaking quarterbacks, and they're still winning games, and they've won almost as many games as the Dolphins have. Okay, I'm not about excuses anymore. Everybody's got injuries. You need to show me to be a coach, dude. I mean, I saw games with Shula, with Riley, with Larinaga, with Spo, and they have injuries, and they find ways to overcome. Not all the time, but against a lesser team, yeah. And you don't have a secondary. Well, you're not facing a Hall of Famer. You're facing a Hall of Shamer. You're facing Zach Wilson. Find a way, dude. If Zach Wilson beats you, that's on you. I'm not here about excuses. Aren't the Jets playing without their QB? Right? They've been playing without their QB since what, the third play of the season? You can't lose to them, right? So I don't want to hear any excuses whatsoever. I'm tired of excuses. I'm tired of mistakes. I'm tired of the same BS happening under this guy. He needs to show me. I don't want to hear any more long, drowned out explanations and any more jokes and all that kind of shit. No more, dude. No more. That cutesy stuff gets old quickly if you don't produce. And you're underachieving. It's what I told you guys the last year of Flow, when I was finding out all that shit during the 7-game losing streak. And then they started winning. And then you guys thought that he was still going to be here. And I told you, no, he's going to get fired. And I kept telling you he got fired because of 0-7, because of the start. They knew their team was better than that, and you failed. And that's why they fired his ass. It wasn't how he ended, it's how he started, which messed up the ending. Because if you win more games at the beginning, then all of a sudden the streak at the end then looks pretty good. Same thing here. Just because you're 9-4 doesn't mean you've done great. No, you've underachieved. So It's up to him now. And that's what we need to see with McDaniel. Richard Kuchikan, thank you, sir. He says, good morning, Big O. Rest whoever is injured. Dolphins, if well coached, has the depth to beat the Jets, and the goal is the Super Bowl, not Cheetah's record. I believe in this team. Exactly. But it's up to the coach. Big O, where the hell is Cam Smith? No. You answered your own question, dude. I mean, do I really have to tell you? Can you figure it out yourself? He obviously is not ready. He obviously is mentally making a lot of mistakes, and he's nowhere near what they need. And by the way, it's bad. At this point, back end of the season, I would figure the light would go on somewhat. He must be really lost. We should run all over them and expect them to run as well. We've been good against the run. Got to keep the big haul plays to a minimum. We shall see, JV. Needs to stop the BS. Needs to use Claypool, says Ronnie Gatos. Designed some plays for him already. Got to run the damn ball. This must be a win game. This is a must-win game. No choice or season is a failure. No excuses. That's right. This is a must-win. Must win. Oh, boy. You better win this game. This is as must win as it gets because, like I told you, what's going to happen today and tomorrow will be an avalanche of negativity towards Mike McDaniel. And people will want to fire him, which is a little crazy, but I can understand them being pissed and wanting him to be fired. I can understand it. Let's see. Oh, my God. If there's a Hall of Shame page created with memes, stats, and videos and Instagram, it could be a 1 million subscriber page. Big O, done it again. Let's go. Do it. Somebody come up with it. Sneak attack. Definition of insanity is repeating same mistakes over and over again. Why is McDaniel calling that Tyreek screen when not only causes us a fumble to 6 points, the next time he calls it, he gets hurt? I can't explain it, dude. Can't explain it. Why does he keep throwing fades to midgets? He's the only coach I've ever seen. Everybody else fade to Keith Jackson, Joe Rose, Bruce Hardy, fade to Oronde Gadsden, fade to Chris Chambers. You know, that's what I'm used to watching. Fades. Guys that were pretty tall, and, you know, Chambers wasn't really super tall, but he played big because he was athletic and he was muscular, so he can body people in the air. I'm trying to think of some of the guys that we used to use in fades like that. And that's what I'm imagining. We didn't do fades with Duper. No, he just sped by you. You know, we're not here to do fades with Braxton Berrios. Only this guy wants to force the issue by doing fades with Tyreek Hill. Chase Claypool standing there. He's 6'5". I mean, why? That's the kind of shit that drives me crazy right there. Robert Triana, thank you for the love on Venmo. Thank you, sir. Orlando Sean, thanks for the show and all the hard work. Like always, God bless. Happy holidays. Thank you, Robert. Appreciate you, my man. Very nice of you. Remember, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. The Fishman, Super Chat. Thank you, sir. Morning O, we saw Tua beat the Jets with David Johnson and DP, our stat leaders in 2021. No excuses today. I know that. I'm not blaming the players or Tua. This is all McDaniel, dude. I'm not even blaming Fangio for not pressuring Will Levis last week, which was bad in the last 2 drives. I don't care what the dude tells you. He effed up. Okay? He can say whatever he wants. Once you drove down on me the first time, so easily like that, I would have blitzed your ass after. So he screwed up. But I don't got anything against Fangio right now. Overall, he's done a solid job. I don't care about the players. I'm fine with the players. I got a problem with the head coach. I need the head coach to wake up. That's, to me, everything is on the coach right now. Everything. Okay? Every damn thing is on the head coach right now. Not one player. All on the head coach. He's effing it up for the players. I'm pretty consistent about these things. I know when players are a problem, and I know when coaching's a problem. And while people were complaining about Tua the first 2 years, I told everybody he's not even close to the problem. It's all the people around him that don't know how to build an offense, don't know how to coach, all that. So now you've got some competence there, and obviously Tua's excelling, but you still need that coach to put the exclamation point on everything for everyone. Because that's your job as a coach, to make sure you put everybody in positions to be successful. Forcing a quarterback to throw a fade to a midget is not how you put somebody in the best position to be successful. Throwing it to Chase Claypool up in the top corner, that's how he is most successful. Okay? The little things like that. A drive that you're in the red zone, just run it in. Don't get cute and start passing. Just run it in. You're great at it. It's like I said last week. When Shula and Marino used to abandon the run, we got it. What are you staying with, Mark Higgs or Davenport or Tony Nathan or whatever you had? Sammy Smith? It was never good enough. At best, it was only serviceable. So when you wanted to leave the running game and let the man just continue to throw, we had no problem with that. But here, when you're averaging 5 and 6 yards a carry, I don't care what quarterback you have. I don't give a shit if it's Marino. You need to run a hell of a lot more. Make your life easy, dude. And he does it. Let's see. AD Dances, thank you for the love on the super chat. Tua needs to step up today, and McD, Paul, Connecticut. Yeah, I'm not worried about Tua, bro. It's McD. You're completely lost on the Tua thing. Has nothing to do with Tua. Everything has to do with McDaniel. Terrible way he set it up. He set everybody else to lose last week, including Tua. Okay? He called a terrible game. He called a game to lose. Not that he tried. It's just the way it ended up. So I don't blame Tua at all. I don't blame any player. They all screwed up, Tua included. This is all of McDaniel. All of it. I know Tua will come through. I've never seen McDaniel come through. That's the difference. So I need to see McDaniel start to come through. I've seen Tua with complete competence around him. That's Saban. I still haven't seen complete competence here. See, you guys are still not following me here. Okay? When you're complete competent, like Spo, your players have no excuses. They must excel. Because the coaches are doing their job. But if the coaches aren't doing their job, i.e. Flores with the offense, i.e. McDaniel. By the way, I'm sorry. Hey, Sean, last year, everybody picking on Boyer. Was I picking on Boyer? Who was I picking on? Was I picking on McDaniel and the offense? Okay. Pretty consistent. Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. I still love you. Oh, I still love you. Only slightly less than I used to. Okay? While all of you were pointing at Josh Boyer, I told you, defense really didn't. The Jet game, you lost Teddy right away, and that game was out of reach. I'll tell you, the defense never really lost a game last year. The offense lost games last year. The offense is the one that failed last year. And in the biggest moment of the season last year, on 3rd and 1, the coach had a brain fart. Unacceptable. But you got away because you're a rookie. We'll give you a break. We're in December of year 2. No more breaks. No more breaks. It's over. All right, let's get to it. Hour number 2 is next. David Furones will join us. We'll go over the inactives with our Welt and Rayom Miami Dolphins pregame interview with David Furones starting hour number 2 right here on the EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins pregame show.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
The viewpoints, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
Just like an answer, we motivated. Planning to put on a show in Vegas. We can win out, we gon' show them haters. Test Stephen A, and ain't no debating. Sweet to jest, sweet to jest, sweet to jest, sweet. Be the best, be the best, be the best. Compete. Sweet to jest, sweet to jest, sweet to jest, sweet. Be the best, be the best, be the best. Compete. So low, so low, so low. So low, so low, so low.
All rise, football fans, as the Welt and Rayom Miami Dolphins report with David Furones is in session.
Welt and Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They are committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. Here's Miami Dolphins insider David Furones.
All right, there he is. How you feeling, my man?
I'm doing well. How are you, Big O? I know you missed a few days. Hope you're doing all right.
Yeah, bro. I'm bouncing back. A couple brutal days, but as always, we'll we find a way to get back on track and move forward. You know, we got no choice.
You're a trooper.
They say. Yeah, dude. No big deal. It's just two rough days. 2 days I have not had in a long time, bro. I haven't had a nasty cold like that in decades. I haven't had a body cold like that, like get me that bad. You know what I mean? So, but it's good. We're
you look good today.
Yeah, we're feeling better now. It's obviously I'm going to have that stupid cough now. It's going to stay with you for a couple weeks. That's what it looks like. It's one of those phlegm coughs that you'll have for a while until we're able to get it out of the system. But it was probably that red eye from Vegas.
Nah,
I got a red eye that got delayed 2.5 hours.
Oh no, yeah, that'll do it to you. And just the time at the airports, the airplane itself. Yeah,
no, we had to switch planes and everything.
Oh yeah,
we loaded up the plane, and then after like an hour later, they were like, "No, we have to get out. We have to get another plane. This was bad." And so then you got to unload the plane. And then you got to go to the next gate and load. We had to wait to then get back in and then load that plane again. And then it was just. And by the time I got home, it was like freaking 10:30 in the morning. So that means like way more than 24 hours, and that's probably where I got nailed right there, bro.
Definitely.
The immune system was down.
Good to have you back.
Thank you, sir. It's good to be back. The theme on the show today is for me, it's all McDaniel. To me, it has nothing to do with the players anymore. Has nothing to do with Vic Fangio anymore. I think we've reached now the fork in the road with Mike McDaniel. Unfortunately, not a fireable fork in the road, a trust fork. And I think that McDaniel, everybody loves the character, everybody loves the person. They love his wit and his intelligence and his creativity and all that. But are you a head coach? And, for me, the problem with McDaniel is we've reached a point where you got to stop making the same mistakes over again. Okay? You got to learn situationally when to run. You got to stop throwing Tyreek a fade pattern when you should use taller receivers. You need to start winning challenges on a consistent basis. You got to stop doing stupid shit like the same bubble screen that isn't working and getting your player injured or fumbled. There are so many things, all right, that this guy has to learn how to do and do it the right way, that I think we're on the brink that if he doesn't win this game, you are about to lose your fan base because they're going to say it's the same old Dolphins. And I'll give you this. Is he a better head coach than last year, or is he the same exact guy from last year?
Well, this is what we're going to find out. And like you said, in this game. And if there was a game where he would commit to the run and do so in short yardage situations, it's his first game in these past 2 seasons without Tyreek Hill. So we know Tyreek Hill is inactive. It's not only on McDaniel, but it'll be on Tua as well to run this offense without him. It's going to be his first game really without him. And now you'll have sort of the week of preparation where these two had without Tyreek Hill, expecting him not to be available, or at least giving him the option, giving him the opportunity to work out pregame and see if he can go on that ankle. Ultimately, he cannot. So now Tua said, hey, the offense did get out of sorts a little bit. He expects Jalen Waddle to step up. He expects all the receivers, really. That might be my Welton Rayom all rise for this game. The wide receivers need to step up. Mike McDaniel needs to step up. Like you say, everyone needs to rise. Hey, you mentioned Vic Fangio. He needs to rise, too, to this occasion. And against a Jets team that shouldn't do anything. Well, no team should do what Will Levis and the Titans did at the end of the Monday night game. But if you get a lead in this game, and really throughout this game, this Jets offense should not be running wild over this Dolphins defense. Now, also, you have injuries in the secondary. Xavier Howard's out. The 2 safeties between Javon Holland and Sean Elliott.
You're playing Zach Wilson. Find a way to win.
You have to be able to get, no matter who's out there. So the run defense, the pass rush, all those have to make up. If someone in the secondary has to make a play, Jalen Ramsey making a play. Although, should Fangio maybe shadow Garrett Wilson as he's known not to do? All these kind of things, they're going to come into play in this game. And Mike McDaniel, yeah, you're right. If they lose this game after that Monday night debacle, and then you're going into Cowboys, Ravens, and Bills to end the season, and you just lost these 2 games, then you're probably staring at another 5-game losing streak this time to end the season, and you got to hope that everything else works your way just to get into the playoffs.
Right. That's why I'm saying that McDaniel needs to win, because he's going to lose the fan base by losing this game. Because if you lost last week and this week, you have fans are going to say, well, there's no hope for you the next 3 weeks. And the whole – like the Tua thing, brother, I saw Tua beat the Ravens with Flores and only Waddle. So, I know Tua can do it, but my problem with it, and I know this is going to sound very Tua homerish on this sense, but McDaniel's influence is bad on Tua because he forces the Tyreek shit on a consistent basis. Instead of allowing the entire game to come to the kid, use Tyreek as a decoy. You've got this hard on for 2,000 yards. It's the most ridiculous thing in the world, dude. Who gives a shit about 2,000 yards? I care about winning playoff games. Get there and start winning playoff games. It's almost like you're more worried about the stats than you are worried about the substance behind all of this. And so to me, I want to see a real coach today, a guy that really can overcome stuff and start winning in other ways. I kind of said, I need to see more Spo from this guy. I need to see more Larinaga. I need to see more Riley. I need to see more Shula. I need to see you win with adversity when stuff is, up against the wall and you got to come through. Here it is. It's time, dude. Let's go.
Yeah. Well, Tyreek Hill's target share would certainly indicate, yes, this offense is heavily geared towards him. Now, I wouldn't go as far as saying it's stat chasing, anything like that. I would more so say it's because you have Tyreek Hill on your team, you're going to go to him a lot. So now, yeah, we're going to see. You don't have Tyreek Hill now, and you can't even use him as that decoy. Yes, it's going to be on getting the ball to Jalen Waddle, having the other subsidiary parts come together, going to the run game, commit to the run game. This Jets defense is number 28 in run defense. You should be able to go to that. And meanwhile, they're one of the top passing defenses. So in a game where you don't have Tyreek Hill and you can gear extra coverage toward Jalen Waddle, Sauce Gardner can be on him, then yeah, you need that run game to be consistent.
So what you're saying is if he was with the 49ers, he'd only throw to Rice and not to John Taylor. So if he was with the Rams, he'd only throw to Isaac Bruce and not Torrey Holt. And so this is how we're going to work this now? I mean, that's bad coaching. That's terrible coaching. So we're only throwing to Clayton, not to Duper. Is that what we're going to do now? No, that's bad coaching. It's bad coaching. You can't you keep forcing the issue for it to be Tyreek when you should also use Tyreek as the decoy. And by the way, he might still be healthy right now if you use him as a decoy a little more often instead of putting the burden of the entire offense on him and wearing him out.
Yeah.
You know
and I
what I'm
wouldn't
saying?
go as far as saying what you were saying, McDaniel hurts Tua in that way. I think that these 2 seasons of Tua with McDaniel, granted, it's also 2 seasons with Tyreek Hill, have proven compared to what he had previously, the George Godsey, the Chan Gailey rookie year, and Brian Flores as head coach, that the results are there.
Yeah, but there was no weapons. That's why. I mean, they made
both things,
a possession receiver. I mean, Jesus Christ, dude. I don't.
This is a big game in uncovering all of that. This is a big game in determining and deciphering all those things.
I'm going to ask you a question now. You more impressed with Mike McDaniel at 9-4 or Shane Steichen at 8-6?
Boy, yeah, with considering the 2 rosters, Shane Steichen, the job he has done, and man, that team just they pound you. They really do. You see that Jonathan Taylor, Zach Moss isn't there, and the way they still ran the football.
12 straight runs. You thought of McDaniel and the 12 straight runs? Is that what you did?
That's probably not something McDaniel will do. And although he has the backing, the history as a run game coordinator before the 1 year as offensive coordinator, so we were all thinking, yeah, he'd go to the run more often. Granted, this is the number 2 rushing offense this season, but it's in some of the situational aspects. Yeah, you would want to see more of this commitment to the run.
Yeah, he's terrible at that. And by the way, I already figured that out. When I was a kid, all right, mom was a little tight on the budget. So, I ate a lot of picadillo. I ate so much picadillo as a kid that I can't have any more picadillo.
Oh, you could always have more picadillo.
No, you cannot. No. I order my tacos. It'll be steak, chicken, fish, and ground beef. Okay, no ground beef. Okay, and so I got burned by so much picadillo as a kid that I never want to see picadillo again. I'm serious. I do not eat picadillo. Okay, I do not eat picadillo. It's just like I ate it way too much as a kid. We didn't have the money, so whatever. My mom cooked whatever she cooked, and it is what it is. It tortured me. This guy was a run coordinator. It's like picadillo. He hates that he was a run coordinator, so he doesn't want to. It reminds him of being a run coordinator. So he doesn't run enough. That's.
I was wondering where you were going with all that.
Picadillo story. You see?
Whoa! I'm going to take it to another level.
Yes,
he has a ground beef. He has a beef with the ground game. Look at this has gone full circle. The picadillo.
The ground beef.
Yeah.
That's what's going on with him. So are you more impressed with Zach Taylor at 8-6 than our boy at 9-4?
Boy, to lose Joe Burrow and you keep this team afloat the way he has, you got to say Zach Taylor.
He's had other injuries, and he's had other injuries throughout the team.
Jamar Chase just now. Yeah.
Chase was missing games and all
He's
that.
Gonna be dealing with that, yeah.
Yeah,
T. Higgins has missed time. Yeah.
How's Kevin Stefanski and the Browns at 8-5?
Kevin Stefanski. Considering they lost Nick Chubb, and then Deshaun Watson. Yeah, I mean now Joe Flacco was going to form. I mean, yeah.
They've had no quarterback all year.
Yeah.
Even when they had Watson, they didn't have a quarterback, and now they still don't have a quarterback, and they have one less win than the Dolphins.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
If we're talking coach of the year rankings, then those would be higher on a list for the jobs they've done under their circumstances.
I'm more impressed with Minnesota at 7-7 than the Dolphins at 9-4. Okay,
Minnesota was a playoff team last year. They've lost some games that they should.
They sold all their players in the offseason, remember? They traded away a bunch of guys. They traded away defensive players. They've lost their quarterbacks.
Oh, but one of those was like Dalvin Cook, and then we've seen he hasn't done much this year.
No, but they defensive players they got rid of also on their team, and then they've lost all their quarterbacks.
So, Kirk Cousins went down. I had one fantasy team with Kirk Cousins, and that was devastating because he was putting up numbers.
At 7-7.
Justin Jefferson has missed a lot of time there too.
Yes, at 7-7, I'm still more impressed with that. You know what I mean? And that's the sad part about this situation. That's why today's a must-win for McDaniel.
Yes, definitely.
He will not be able to handle the avalanche that's coming if he loses.
With some of those, especially O'Connell in Minnesota, then I'll reserve judgment till we see this game. This will be a huge game to determine that. I'm going to be on the post-game show. If this is a loss, then it's going down that road. If this is a win with everyone out, and you should beat the Jets at home regardless, then they did what they were supposed to do in this situation coming off the meltdown on Monday night, then that would show that this team can bounce back, and then it sort of catapults you into that 3-game gauntlet. But if you lose these two and then you go into those 3 games on this type of run, then it's looking pretty dire.
I don't even think about losing this game. They better win this game. They need to win this game in a big time way. The Chris Brooks non-activation, is his window closed?
No, so it's a 21-day practice window though. So he did get through 3 weeks now, 3 game weeks with it, but the 21 days opened. It's not 21 days yet. So 3 Sundays have passed, but Tuesday would be the day. That's the 21st day from Wednesday of 3 weeks ago that he was designated to return, began practicing. So it's just a matter of for getting through this game. Don't want to use the roster spot and then have to put someone else down. And then now Tuesday would be the day where he would be brought up.
Can I ask you, I don't know if you could, if there's a story that would interest you or whatever, but it would interest me as a fan. Why haven't players stood at the top of every mountain in the world and said, no more horse collar? Like, that's the most disgusting tackle that there is in football. It causes injury so much. How have the offensive players and their agents have not complained? And why is the league still allowing this? Because that's a scary tackle, dude. And they know that once they hook on and they ride their weight on it, there's a good chance you can injure the guy. And I think sometimes these guys do it on purpose. You know what I mean? So I'm just wondering, the horse collar play is not a tackle that's needed at all in the league. So have you had conversations with players about this? Because it's not just a Tyreek thing. Just look around the league, dude. I just think it's a dirty tackle.
Not specifically on this, but I feel like there already was a lot of that momentum. I mean, when did it first happen? Was it like 20 years ago, like the early 2000s, when it started getting outlawed? If I recall correctly, that there started being an emphasis, sort of like now we hear this year. This is the first year I hear about hip drop tackle, hip drop, and you hear the term. I don't know if it had been around before then, but it's the first time I'm hearing of it. I feel like
name on it, but it's but you want to.
Yeah,
I think it needs to be eliminated. Like, you need to be suspended when it happens. And if you injure the player, you need to be out as long as that player is injured. I think it needs to get to that level now.
I wouldn't say players are out there trying to do it intentionally. I think players are intentionally trying to get a guy down by whatever means they can. Sometimes that's just where their positioning is. I mean, I recall, just like playing tackle football with friends as a kid, and sometimes, you would end up, and we were not as fundamentally sound, but kill the man with the ball. You're just trying to get your friend down by any means at that point. So sometimes you end up just grabbing them by the shoulders and up top. And then if you're in that type of position as a defender, then sometimes you end up grabbing a handful of shoulder pads and bring them down that way. Now, the players have to be conscious of that and make sure that when they are getting an offensive player down, that's not how they're approaching it. But I don't think a defender goes into a situation where you have to make a split-second decision, feeling like, okay, that's how I'm getting him down. I'm going to mess him up now by doing this to him. I think it's just sort of the eagerness to get the guy down however you can, and then it ends up happening that way. But penalize definitely. I have a hard time with so much with outlawing it to the extent of suspension for some of them. Though I know it's tough. It is
too many injuries. That's my problem with it, bro. It's too many injuries with it. And there are moments when I'm watching a game, the body language of the player tells me he's trying to injure me. You know what I mean? I know it's kind of hard to tell, but watching the game, sometimes when I'm watching a player kill the other team, and then I can see a defender wanting to take it out on the guy that's constantly killing him, and they kind of go a little dirty on the tackle. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me stop this guy from continuing to hurt us the rest of the game. And I've seen it. And so that's why, to me, it's just, I don't know, bro. It's a bothersome play because I just dive for the legs, bro. What happened to trapping your legs? And you fall like a timber all the time. I mean, I don't understand that part, but it is what it is.
That would be a better technique. Yeah. Now with guys like Tyreek Hill, who are maybe smaller than and just so elusive for some defenders, when they're reaching, I think that if that's the first thing they can get their hands on, that's what they're going for. Just because, and it's just a very difficult proposition to bring Tyreek Hill down and get to him. So
you're not going to have any. Yeah, you're not going to be close to him too many times. So
right.
I get what you're saying. All right.
Yeah.
I got the cough. All right. What's your prediction today? What do you got?
Okay. All right. So I did say 23-6. This is early in the week. I said Dolphins 23, Jets 16. It's going to be sort of this low-scoring, ugly-ish game. Now, that was when, still thinking maybe Tyreek Hill was playing. But, I mean, I'll stick with it. I think, Dolphins get a touchdown win. Defense has to step up. Maybe they get a defensive score. A lot of field goals in that score. There's 3 field goals on each side. So some drives to the red zone that end up stopped there. We know the Dolphins will do that. So, 23-16 is what I have going here.
So you got a game that the late Tony Sperano is going to really enjoy today. A lot of field goals.
Yeah. Larry Coker too. They get clapping it up.
What's the weather out there, bro?
Let me see. I just moved into like an auxiliary room to do this, but from what I saw walking in and when I was looking outside, the sun was out for the first time since that Monday Night Football game. Maybe a good sign for the Dolphins. We saw the sun in South Florida for the first time since Monday night because it's been raining all throughout. Now, I haven't been on the field, but I hear the field has held up okay. I think the game will really determine that because it's been raining throughout. And then maybe Hard Knocks has more details on the sodding of the field like we saw last week with how big of a part of that episode that was. Maybe some more details will be revealed on that front. But, it's a nice day, all things considered. A lot of wind, though. It's very windy outside.
that was actually really cool. That whole insight on the turf, man. That was pretty amazing on their part, how they put all that together. The 19 different 18-wheelers it takes
Yeah.
to roll out all the sod. That is that is pretty awesome the way they have it down to a T, the way they do that stuff, man. It's pretty
Tua
cool.
took a particular interest to it.
I know, I saw it here. He put it, dug his toes into the grass and everything. So yeah. All right, follow him on Twitter at @DavidFaronis_. Catch his work there at the South Florida Sun Sentinel, and catch him again in our post-game show, fresh out of the locker rooms. He'll give us the latest, hopefully after a Dolphins victory. David, appreciate you, my man. Enjoy the game.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And Welton Rayom, 954-966-4646. These guys are absolute ass kickers. They brought Progressive to their knees for us. Progressive was not treating us fairly when somebody crashed through the wall of our house, and they weren't living up to what they were supposed to do to live up to their part of the coverage. And Welton Rayom, brother, they crushed them. So they crushed the big insurance companies all the time. I told you months ago they were taking care of a case that had like almost 200 clients going after an insurance company. Welton Rayom, man, they're in Hollywood, service anywhere in South Florida. Even one of our listeners that lives in Orlando hired Welton Rayom. 954-966-4646. Homeowner property damage, condo damage, criminal defense, business owner claims, commercial litigation, personal injury, bankruptcy. You call Jeff Welt and Daniel Rayom, and the consultation's completely free. So if you're not sure you have a case, all you got to do is ask, and it's for free. And Jeff will tell you if you have a case or you don't have a case. 954-966-4646.
This has been another session of the Welton Rayom Miami Dolphins Report with David Faronis. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. Welton Rayom can help.
Jeffrey Frog says, in spite of that debacle last week, if we win out, we are the number one seed. Dolphins are in control of their own destiny. That all sounds great. Do you believe you're going to win all of them out now after last week's debacle? Try not getting ahead of yourself. Let's just win this week. Let's see how they perform this week. Let's see how they win this week. Is it a controlled win? Is it a dominating win? Is it something that was never in doubt? Did they get lucky at the end and barely won? Did they just get a break and they ended up winning? Let's see. It's nice that when you want to, convince yourselves of the of utopia. Utopia is right around the corner. If we win all four, we're number one. Well, does the play designer show you that he can be that? So far, he hasn't. EJ Barro, McD is limiting Tua by not allowing practice with other receivers, then exclude him from games, and we're right back to one-dimensionality. You are correct, sir. He needs to allow Tua to spread the ball around, because I've seen him do it with the other coach. They couldn't coach. EJ, again, these are Hunger Games, elimination for McD, basically. Yeah, you are correct. John C., thank you for the love in the super chat. Please play a 5-man front on 3rd and long today against the Jets. We will be fine. Just, if Zach actually completes a couple passes, make sure you get after his ass. Keep him off balance. F with his mind. He's a young quarterback. Okay? I heard this morning, next owners meeting vote on getting rid of the horse tackle. Well, they better get rid of that horse collar tackle, because it's a disgusting play. Arnaldo says, Big O, I agree with you. Tua had his team in the red zone twice, and Achan slowed down for a pass that if he doesn't, it hits him in stride for the TD. Tired of all the Tua crap. No, and then the fumble, and the Eichenberg couldn't get the snap. And you miss a field goal, then you had another one that was blocked, right? Or something like that? That happened, right? Didn't they have one block last week? Did they have a field goal block last week? Or am I mixing that up? Yeah, right? Yeah, there was a lot of things that went on laziness is blaming it on Tua, but that's the people that were wrong about Tua, so they're dying to do whatever and trying to use Tua as an excuse when it's all McDaniel. Everything is on McDaniel right now. Not even Fangio. I know Fangio screwed up last week, not pressuring Will Levis, and I don't care what he says. He effed up, okay? He can make any excuse he wants. He effed up. But I'm not worried about Fangio. I'm more worried about this guy now. I need to start seeing a head coach. I'm seeing a play designer. I'm not seeing a head coach. So when the PD wants to grow up and become an HC, then we'll give him the HC label. Oh, you live on the Homestead Speedway infield? Yes, I am. Big O, I hope this game proves you don't have to exclusively make your offense around Tyreek if they play pretty good. It's a good defense, so it's a great test for the offense. I feel like if we play a safe and mistake-free game with more emphasis on the run game, we can win 27-16. Man, if you can run more, and especially in situational moments, okay? When you're in that red zone, bro, don't start getting cute. Run the damn ball. Just be smart with the football. I've been a Dolphin fan since 82, says Dolphin 13, and I'm tired of defending this team. It is so frustrating and embarrassing. They have the audacity to do the rowboat in the end zone. Yeah, well, when things are going good, you can do the rowboat. When things are not, then. Yeah, McDaniel wasn't necessarily, although on Thursday he did mess around with, I think, Barry, and he was having some fun with Barry, but he was a little bit more serious this week. Except for Thursday. Thursday he had a little humor in him, so I give him credit in that sense. But big day for Mike McDaniel, dude. Hopefully Miami can destroy the little hope these delusional Jet fans have that they think they can make the playoffs with Rodgers coming back. If Rodgers comes back today, he unwillingly, the Dolphins would blow out his Achilles tendon. If somehow they win today and he really plans on, and he's cleared to come back next week, then he'll blow out his Achilles next week. Or if he does it the week after, it'll be the week after that. For him to try to come back this season would be asinine. If they want to ruin 2024, then hey, go for it. I don't really care. I'm not a Jets fan. Christian DiMartino, thank you for the love on Venmo, sir. Oh, I'm telling you, if we F this up today and lose with Buffalo heating up and playing Dallas in bad weather today, I'm telling you we lose the division. If I don't see a change in play calling, I'm done. Getting too old for this shit. It kind of sucks when fans are like this because you guys deserve better. And that's where, this guy pisses me off a little bit because he should be better. He should be better. Let's see. Fangio rushed 4 of the last 2 drives against the Titans. When they do that, they double Wilkins and block down our ends. More 5-man front. Let's blanket these guys. Yeah, you got to blitz. Yes. You can't base it on you can't put the pressure with your base defense. Okay? If you get to do it, fantastic. It's beautiful. I mean, that is awesome if they're able to put pressure with their base 4. But you could not allow Will Levis to get comfortable like he did last week. And you didn't bring that extra blitzer from somewhere. And listen, you're going to have to take chances. You got an injured secondary. I saw Josh Boyer take chances. I saw Brian Flores take chances, and their secondary wasn't even close to this secondary. And they would make stuff happen. You just got to dial it up the right way, and you got to make sure you fool them. And Fangio's good enough to be able to do that. The Dolphins will be missing 9 starters today. Yikes. 2002 has joined the chat. Emphasize the run game. Don't force stupid red zone plays and just play smart. We have the talent to do it. We just need the play calling to not shit the proverbial bed. Make me laugh. That cough is going to come out when you guys make me laugh. Just to think the season could be over because of the last 3 minutes of the Tennessee game, the overall performance, well, it's up to the play designer. Play designer needs to graduate and become a head coach. Think it's time for McD to get pissed off at himself and screw ups on this team. Well, he's the lead screw up. There is no bigger screw up on this team than Mike McDaniel. He screws up more than Liam Eichenberg. How do you like them apples? The head coach screws up more than every player on the team because he's constantly screwing up all the time. And those players sometimes aren't even on the field. Liam Eichenberg doesn't play every down. And Mike McDaniel will make several mistakes in every game. Won't get a play in on time. You'll have a pre-snap penalty. You'll have a stupid screen. You'll have a dumb fade. You won't run in the red zone. You won't win a challenge. It's nobody's a bigger screw up than Mike McDaniel. This all has to be talked about. We all have to discuss this. We can't avoid the elephant in the room anymore. Okay? The personality and all that stuff, it's all cute and it's all fun and well and all that and running away from the camera and all that stuff. It's all fun and well, but you got to do your job. In the end, you got to do your job. And he doesn't do his job. If I tell you right now, there's over 450 people right now on the chat board right now, can you guarantee me today he won't get a play in late? Go ahead. How many of you can say 100% sure he'll get every play in on time today? You can't even say. You wouldn't put any money on that. Not one of you would put money on that. Not one of you would put your reputations on the line and say, I guarantee you, bro, that he won't get one play in late or I'm going to run 15 miles backwards. You won't say that. You won't say, I bet you he'll win his challenges today. You don't have the balls to say that. It needs to end, bro. There is no bigger screw up on the team than Mike McDaniel. And that's like a child that is 12 or 14 years old. And, did you see that viral video of I think he's like 10 or 12 years old, and his mom was like, on some drug binge or whatever, and he walks up to her and slaps the shit out of her and slaps her again and is like, what are you doing? And he's like the adult. Like, she's like, oh, this, that, and but the kid is like 1,000% right. And there's like another adult standing next to him. Like, what am I supposed to do? Stop the kid? You're an asshole. This is your child and you're a drug addict, Like, you got to be the child you got to be the adult in the room. Well, the players can't be the adults. They can, act like them, but the real adult in the room has to be Mike McDaniel. So if your mom or dad is the one that's constantly screwing up your house, not paying bills and whatever, not supporting, getting drunk, high, cheating, gambling, everything, whatever, disaster people that unfortunately we have in this world. That doesn't set much of an example, right? Let me ask you, Shula making a lot of mistakes? Spo making a lot of mistakes around his players? Larinaga making a lot of mistakes? No. They'll make a mistake once in a blue moon. Right? It'll be so rare that it'll become a topic. Holy shit, I can't believe Spo did that. Dude, he's so awesome. Shula did that? Damn, dude, that's not like Shula. You don't say that about McDaniel. Because the great coaches got their shit together, man. The great leaders, they have everybody in line because they are perfection, so they demand perfection. But you can't expect perfection if you don't produce perfection. So what's your team supposed to do when you're sitting there against Buffalo and the guy's sitting out there and he can't get the play in on time and you go to 4th and 6? How's your team supposed to feel after that? You throw the stupid bubble screen that doesn't work, and then you can't get the play in on time last week. You got to grow up, Mike. You got to grow up, dude. You need to be the adult in the room. You need to be the one that makes rarely any mistakes. So that way you demand perfection and get it from others. But if you're inconsistent and you're constantly making mistakes, then your influence is going to lead to more because you're not sharp. And it's a sad conversation that we have to talk about this. Again, I want to reiterate, I'm not talking about firing the guy or anything like that, but I am talking about we have reached a fork in the road with Mike McDaniel, and it's the trust one. And that's what this game and the next couple of games is about. Can Mike McDaniel really earn the trust of the Miami Dolphin fan base and become a head coach? He may have the title, but he really is not a head coach. He's a play designer. I'll tell you when I see a head coach. I know what a real head coach looks like. Okay? And I've mentioned those names already here. You know, we've got 2 in town that are active, actually, Spo and Larinaga. So if you want to see great coaches in town, those are it right there. Those guys right there. You know, they can go look at those guys. Another guy named Shula, but he's not around anymore, and Riley's not coaching. So you youngins, I can't help you with that. But the other 2 guys, I know what greatness looks like. And greatness builds a foundation because those guys are looked at like, that guy knows his shit, dude. That guy puts every player in positions to be successful. Don't you say it about Larinaga? Don't you say it about Spo? Didn't you say it about Shula? Didn't you say it about Riley? Do you say it about Mike McDaniel? Does he put every player in position to be successful? Play designer is what he is. Let's see if he can graduate and become a head coach one day. We'll find out. Yes, sir, Sean.
A couple football notes. The line has dropped to 7 for the Dolphins, and some books have it at 7.5. Some at 7. Before the inactives were listed, some books had them at -9. So
yeah, I would never give those.
No,
I would never.
And then also the Philadelphia Eagles made a quiet move. They have moved defensive coordinator Sean Desai to a new position and now calling the Eagles defense Matt Patricia.
Wow. Okay. And
that was per Jay Glazer.
That's all right, but their offense got exposed anyways. John C., thank you for the love in the super chat, sir. It's not even pressure, it's containment, and it's good against the run. I've watched all of our 22s on our 5-man front. Look, it's very effective. Do you get what I want to see in 5? Yes, I get it, but I'm not the guy running the defense. I know you got to send a 5th guy every once in a while. He refuses to. Just like I know my man Feronis was talking about, do you shield what's it called? The kid for the Jets, and you're not. They're going to play their sides. That's what they're going to do. They're not going to have Ramsey move around. That's not what he does on his defense. I bet my niece can win challenges than McDaniel. Oh, God. anybody can win challenge. Seriously, have you ever seen a coach that's worse at challenges than Mike McDaniel? I mean, it's freaking embarrassing, dude. It's freaking embarrassing how that man can't win a challenge. And you and I get it right at home more often than not. You know that they could hire all of you out there to make a really nice living to do 17 games of that. One of you out there could do a way better. I know I could do a way better job than anybody they have in that booth. And by the way, Miami Dolphins, if you want to take me up on it, see, the difference between most people is I got the balls. Bring it on. Let's go. I bet you I won't get it wrong. Bet you. I'll give my salary away if I get it wrong. There you go. Save yourselves a little money. I want you guys to win. I don't give a shit about the money. It's ridiculous. It's embarrassing that guy can't win a challenge. John C. McDaniel should let his OC make play calls, and he can change if he needs to. Will help with game management. I mean, you could be right. John C., damn it, dude. Holy shit. Thank you, sir. Sean and I thank you. That's a super chat there. Damn. I know, Big O, you're not in control, but I believe in your influence. Make that locker room call. Great show, buddy. Thank you. Thank you. I was hoping that he would go after – I was hoping, John, that he would go after Will last week. It was baffling to me that he didn't go after Will. Absolutely baffling. And don't forget, you can make a donation through Cash App or Venmo. We appreciate the super chats, but remember, damn YouTube takes 30% of it. We get 100% on Cash App or Venmo. Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. And remember, you know what? I love it. You can make a Bitcoin donation also. So we always love that. Mostert is going to run all over the Jets. Let's hope so, man. Let's hope so. We are out of here, folks. I am going to rest the voice. I got 2 more hours to do on the back end. David Furones and Safadine will join us in the post-game show. We will carry the Tua press conference and the McDaniel press conference, which should be very interesting. Hopefully he wins. Hopefully, man, you know what I would love today? After all this shit that we're all so worried, I would love a blowout. Right? After all this, you and I are worried. We're terrified of this game. What could go wrong? Everything goes right, and they win 30-3. You know, it would be awesome. I don't know if it'll happen. I wish. But I'm afraid we're in for a tight contest, and we're going to be at the edge of our seats, even though you and I want to see a nice blowout and do it comfortably. But anyway, we thank David Furones and Sean Stanley, the man, the myth, the legend, that masters his entire platform. We'll see you for post-game show. We will start the second the game ends, and hopefully it ends with a W. Back for the post-game. Same time, same place, same bat channel.
This has been the EJDConstruction.com Miami Dolphins pregame show on the Sports Talk 305 network. The show is mastered by Sean Stanley and Chad Show. From home to kitchen to bathroom additions and remodelings, get in contact with one of the best contractors in the business. Call Eric at EJDConstruction.com, 305-433-4843. Please subscribe to our platform by searching Big O Radio Show on all digital avenues. We'll be back with a complete wrap-up of the game once the last second ticks off the clock. Thank you for your support and enjoy Dolphins football.